Hi, I'm Chris Stirewalt, and this is Power Play. Holy Crogano Internet, we made it. We're basically two-thirds of the way through the political cycle for the year. Chapter 1 takes you essentially to the 5th of May and the end of the nominating process. We had the Bernie Sanders thing. We had to hang out until June, but we all knew that was not for real. But basically, the first week of May, opening phase concludes with Donald Trump locks up the nomination in Indiana. Then we have the in-between time. And we are just wrapping up the in-between time now as we head into Labor Day weekend. And in the in-between time is when the shape of the race gets sort of built out. You have it's stick-built. Your house is stick-built. You have not hung the drywall yet, but you are probably under roof and you are at a stick-built house. So what is the shape of things to come? And how many more metaphors can I torture in one single panel? People who know are Ruth Guerra. Guerra. Okay. I feel like I can do better. She's a deputy communications director for the American Action Network Congressional Leadership Fund. She's a Republican, and she helps defeat Democrats in races. You know who does the opposite of that is Eddie Vail. He is vice president at American Bridge. That is a Democratic super PAC. They want to beat Republicans at stuff, and they are both, we stipulate at the outset, fair-minded, patriotic, intelligent mammals. Okay, so Ruth, starting with you. When we go to 30,000 feet and we look at the shape of the race, if I told you a year ago that your nominee was going to be down, I think on average, 6 points going into Labor Day weekend in national head-to-head polls, if I told you that, you would say, that's terrible. That's bad. But if I said that your nominee was Donald Trump and he was only down 6 points, you might have said, hey, he's got a fighting chance. Does Donald Trump have a fighting chance in this presidential election?
There's still plenty of time left. I think we still even haven't seen the first debate between Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. We are going to continue to see more and more bad news coming out from her emails. That is never going to go away. We know that 15,000 more were found that the FBI recovered and gave to the State Department that are being released. Right. Currently. Right. The notes coming out from the FBI interview that Hillary Clinton had. Okay, so there could be junk out there that could hurt her. So there's going to be continued, but it's all this dripping bad news headlines that people are going to continue to say, I don't trust Hillary Clinton. So yes, there is still time for Donald Trump to make up in those numbers. Now, if I'd have told you a year ago that Donald Trump was the Republican nominee going into Labor Day, but that he was only down 6, you would say, what's wrong? You would have said, it should be more, shouldn't it?
But see, it's interesting because I've actually had this conversation with my father who keeps saying, oh, it's going to be a blowout, it's going to be like gold water. And I say, Dad, there are no more elections like that. The country is so polarized that you're going to have 40 to 45% of Democrats are always going to vote for the Democrat. You're going to have 40 to 45% of the Republicans that are always going to vote for the Republican. And so a 6 or 7 point lead in a presidential race is a landslide lead at this point. And it's not just...
This is defining landsliding down. This is a new...
Correct.
This is where defining down what a landslide is.
Correct. In the modern political era.
We used to say 80%. Winning 80% of the electoral votes was a landslide. That's the last one of those was 1988. Now, Bill Clinton in 96 and I think in a lot of ways, would you guys maybe agree, that if you were going to describe a trajectory of this race so far, there is a lot of echo of 1996, that there is a lot of echo where you can just sort of see the waves pounding against the shore, and there is that gap that the Republican can't quite make up. Yes? Well, I think there's similarities, but I mean, the electorate is completely different, too. I mean, it's more Hispanic slightly. It's the same basic. So about 70% of voters are white. White people constitute about 70% of the American electorate. We're going to have an enormous fight this year. This is a good. You've spurred a good question. In terms of demographic change in the electorate, the big fight among every pollster is how white, how Hispanic, how black, how male, how female, how Asian, how young, and how old. When we look at this electorate for 2012, or for 2016? How much does it look like 2012? How different do you think it really is?
I think you are going to see an increase in Latino turnout, of course, because of Donald Trump.
Motivating factor.
And I also think you're going to see a surprisingly high, very close to Obama level of African American turnout, because Obama is going to hit the campaign trail. And the other thing, I think that people should look back at the midterm Terry McAuliffe Virginia election, which was an off-year election, that relatively, not as popular as Obama, run by this campaign manager, Robbie Mook, and we hit and exceeded African American turnout levels in a midterm election in Virginia.
Now, if I'd have told you before Hillary Clinton was Obama. But if I'd have told you before that Hillary Clinton was scoring better with African American voters than Barack Obama did, you would say, how did that happen?
Right, but I mean, we've seen time and time again Barack Obama come out and campaign for people, and the same amount of enthusiasm that followed him does not follow those people that he campaigned for. I mean, we saw it in the midterms, the 2014. He was out there on the campaign trail, but people didn't come out in 2010 as well. He was on the campaign trail, and Republicans had some of their biggest wins.
This is a general election.
This
is a general, but still.
It still counts.
Anything could happen.
I mean, he's not able to get out the same voters because they're voting for different people. They're voting for Hillary Clinton.
These eyebrows are raised. Thank you very much. Oh, and so last thing for you, by the way, does Hillary Clinton have to start being better at running for president, or does she just sort of go in like this? We just ride it out like this?
I think Hillary Clinton is Hillary Clinton. She runs as a policy wonk. She cares about details. She doesn't care as much about giving, the soaring speech or the photo op. And, she is who she is for, decades, and she's winning.
And as long as she's got 6 points, she's gonna stay right there. Guys, thank you very much. Happy Labor Day. Enjoy yourselves. And you, Internet, enjoy yourselves however you celebrate Labor Day, probably by blowing things up with firecrackers and watermelons and stuff. But we hope you have a good one, and we hope you come back for more Power Play real soon.